Hello everyone and welcome back to a new Minecraft video. Wow, I know it's been 2 weeks. I never said there was going to be more videos. I just said there was going to be a change in type of videos, and I've stuck with that promise. I'm playing Sky Battle today, which I last played on this channel about like two years ago. And also I apologise for my voice. I've got a cold at the moment, so this is not it's not the greatest for me. But anyway, so I am now a year 13, which oh god, oh my days, I'm trying to talk, sir. Anyway, yes, so I am a year 13, which is, I think, a senior in American high school. I don't know. I don't live in America, so I have no idea. But basically, it's my final year of school where I take all my final exams and I'm finally out of there. I think I explained some of this in my last video. But over my time at school, it is safe to say that I've had some experiences, some traumatic, but also quite a few funny ones and quite a few interesting stories that I think I should tell. I mean, I have never really had an outlet to tell these stories before, so this is a perfect kind of outlet, a perfect opportunity for me to tell them. I am said to be many things at school. Riz Master, lover of, loved by many, Tory, which I don't stand by. I just killed my. Okay. Right, where was I? Tory. Ah, yes, that one. That one I don't stand by. I feel like I need to do an Alfie Days here and say I'm not a Tory, but that's irrelevant to this. What I'm trying to say is that over the past 7 years of my, especially my secondary or high school life, I have been called many things. But one of them that has kind of stuck wasn't created by like other students actually, but rather was created by a teacher. Now, if you think this is going somewhere, I rest assure you it is not going the way that you think, because this is not a traumatic story. One of the nicknames that have stuck, that was created by a teacher, was, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but the Machine. No, in case you were wondering, that is not referencing my incredibly, definitely buff physique, or my handsome looks, or my alpha male stance. It is referring to the fact that I am actually the opposite. Some would call me a boffin in school. Certainly, when I was younger, they called me a boffin, which is kind of just like, I guess, the teacher's pet. I don't like to think I'm the teacher's pet, which now inevitably means that I am the teacher's pet. I'm not going to dwell on that. But yeah. So So I am most definitely a boffin. Let me just I will put that clarification out there. And yeah, I guess it's because I got good grades at my GCSE level, and I liked to study. The key thing there is the word liked. Because I'm not big studier anymore. But I liked to study a lot, and that's why I did well on my exams. I got like, I think like two or three A's, one B. I can't remember exactly, but. And by the way, I notice that whenever I say but, I always emphasize the but. So just deal with that. I especially am quite good in my digital media lessons. I know how riveting that sounds, but I enjoy digital media. It's it's very relevant to nowadays, and I like that. I mean, I also take history, which, well, is actually the complete opposite, in the fact that it does not relate to nowadays at all. But anyway, let's move past that. Woo! Yes, so anyway, my digital media teacher is one of the lads, which, if you've ever been in a British high school, and you've experienced life in a British high school, you know what that type of person is like. He kind of wants to be relatable, right? And he obviously was a part of that cool group when he was younger. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic, because I am not no, not one of the cool guys. Nope, no way. And suddenly I'm getting like recognized a lot for my hard work, because this teacher really recognizes and praises you when you've done a lot of work, right? So suddenly I'm getting recognized by this teacher, and I'm like, cool, this is cool. Now, me being me, and a boffin or a teacher's pet or a suck up or whatever you'd like to call it, okay. I kept working hard because I liked the attention. No. I just kept working hard because I thought, well, what my life has no other purpose than to work hard, which is literally what school is like. That's true. I kept working hard, and of course, this teacher, he was only used to kind of students that didn't work as hard. He liked teaching those groups that were, I suppose, a lower level academically, to put it. I don't know how to phrase it. So I'm guessing he thought, you know, I would be the same, and I'm not, because I'm a teacher's pet. So suddenly I start turning in all this work, essentially, and I not only do I turn in my own work, it frustrates me when I see people not doing their work, because I'm that much of a teacher's pet. So I would start to help others with their work, and suddenly not only was I turning in my own work, I was turning in 2 or 3 other people's work as well, and this teacher liked to go on about how much he liked sports, and we'd often get distracted by, different types of conversations, and sport often came out. So one of the sports he was talking about one day was his interest in boxing and everything. And the kids in the class was talking about boxing with him. I was joining in as well, and then the next lesson, when I had him next, obviously I did the whole turning in my work and turning in everyone else's work who wanted me to turn in their work, and I walk into the class, the next lesson, and I got there early, so because I didn't want to be late. Look, I know how much I'm sounding like a only two shoes, and it's because I literally was. And I wanted to get on with my work, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get on with your work and concentrate on your studies and be on time, because it sets good habits essentially for later life. But anyway, I went into the classroom, and he starts talking to me. He goes, "So, if you had," he went, "if you had a name, like how Dwayne Johnson has The Rock, and Mr. T has the name Mr. T, what would your name be?" I go, "Sir, you're confusing me right now. What are you saying?" And he says, "Like, if you had a boxing name." I'm guessing he kind of meant like how Mike Tyson is named Iron Mike Tyson, and there's also a bunch of other boxers who have nicknames, I presume. I don't know. I don't watch sports, but obviously, I tried to get involved in a conversation without actually really knowing what he was going on about. But he then says to me, "Right, you can do a lot. You do everyone's work for them." He goes, "You get good grades. You're like a machine." Every lesson from that point onwards, I walk into the classroom. The machine. So, I mean, not only did it, not only did it alert the other kids in the class, it also alerted every single teacher and classroom on that corridor. And I then had other teachers come into our classroom saying, "What's going on in here? Are you okay, sir?" And he goes, "Yes, I'm just talking about the machine." They obviously look very, very confused, and then he realizes that the machine isn't my real name, and my name is Connor. And then he goes, "Oh, sorry, Connor." It got to a point where he forgot what my name was, and he just started calling me the machine because he couldn't remember what my name was. And this was all well and good, fun, haha joke. Oh yeah, I'm the machine. Look at me go. Until it started to not only progress from like the IT classrooms and digital media classrooms, to just the entire school. I mean, the teacher goes out on patrol, which is what they call it when they go out, making sure no one is skipping lessons. And I walk past the teacher, and he's speaking to this other teacher. A teacher that's very, very high up at the school. So this is like, you've got your head teacher or your principal, and then you've got like the teachers. You've got the teachers below, who are like second in line of administration or whatever. And he goes, as he usually does. I walk past him and he goes, "The machine," whilst talking to this high up official person in our school, and she looks at him very confused. I obviously am aware of the joke and I'm used to it, so I don't even like clock that he's said that nickname really. And he then obviously has to explain it, because a student just walked past and he just shouted the words "the machine" at him. So here we were, me, the teacher, and then the other teacher, like saying, "Oh yeah, so it's because I do a lot of work." And then he was like, yeah, and so I was like, yeah, and it's carried on for like 6 months now, so it's just a normal thing, definitely. And I kid you not, like, it's been 4 years now since that nickname stood, and I still get called it by the teacher. I still get called it by the teacher, and also now by all the other kids in the school. So over the past 2 years, I've really kind of come out of my shell a lot at school. Ever since I did my GCSEs. Yes, of course, this has come at the detriment of me not being as much of a teacher's pet anymore, and me occasionally being quite confident in the things that I say, and me completely embarrassing myself in not saying them, in getting them wrong. So I have started to get very, very passionate about. Oh, okay. About. Oh, I've started to, so anyway, I've started to get really kind of active in debate sessions in my history class. So I, we're kind of debating all different things throughout history, primarily like civil rights stuff at the moment, civil rights in the USA. I'm doing a course on. And there was this one time that we were debating two guys who it was something like who had the most impact on African American rights in the USA in the 1800s or something, and it was between these two guys, Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois. That's a mouthful. I'm going to do well in history, by the way, because you can tell, because I definitely got those dates wrong and definitely got those names wrong. Oh god. So my history class is quite like small, quite daint, and we are naturally kind of split up into groups, right? Because we all come from different kind of friend groups within that class, but therefore it's kind of created nice groups that we were able to debate against. Now, whilst we were debating, I got a bit too into it, and I kind of lost focus on the fact that I was kind of in this history classroom, and I just start lobbing out insults to these people who are arguing against me. In my eyes, I was kind of imagining myself in a presidential debate, debating Donald Trump on a terrible, terrible take. No, it wasn't that though, was it? It was me debating one of my friends on on a historical figure that died 100 years ago. And I'm just insulting this guy. I'm just insulting this guy because I was so into this debate that I just decided to just go like, oh, piss it off or whatever, or you don't know what you're talking about, everything. And I'm, as I said earlier, I am usually a teacher's pet. Yeah, I'm usually a teacher's pet, so I don't really do anything against the rules. And me just telling someone to piss off during a historical debate doesn't really go down well. But I'm lucky because I did have a good reputation beforehand that the teacher didn't get really mad at me, and she just stood there kind of like, what just happened? Like, you're literally debating about these two random guys, and suddenly it just turned into an insult fest. There's been other times that I've got less into debates. I remember there was this one time we were debating about who had who federally, which is like presidents and stuff, made the biggest impact. Was it Lyndon B. Johnson or was it John F. Kennedy? And we were and I was kind of getting into the debate again, but not as far into the debate as I was that time when I started insulting everyone. But like I started correcting the teacher. I started going all in and was like, right, okay, I'm not only debating my peers now, I'm debating my teacher as well. But you threw me into this, miss, so I'll get you involved as well. And there I was debating, somehow debating a group of five people plus the teacher now, and I would say I wouldn't want to blow my own horn or toot my own horn or play my own trumpet, but I'd say I put up a good fight, and in the end we came to a conclusion, and someone and she said, right, put your hand up if you've been swayed over to Connor's direction, or put your hand up if you've been swayed or if you're sticking to the same opinion you had. And the majority of the class put their hands up, saying that I had swayed their opinion. I know, I'm kind of good. Hello, sir. Yes. Okay. So the next story that I'm gonna tell you about, well, I look back on it now and I think it's funny. In the moment, it was quite traumatic for me. But I look back at it now and I focus on the fact that, oh my god, how the hell did I get myself into that mess in the first place? And more importantly, why didn't I do something about it sooner? So I hated PE, basically. I hated physical education. I hated physical fitness in general. And I often had... So I often would have worries about PE, mainly because of the fact that, well, there was a bunch more sporty kids than me in my group, and when it came to games like rugby or football, guess who got kicked in the face? Guess who got pushed into the mud? Guess who had to bring in a mouth guard? Me. So I so you know, we rotated what sport we were doing each kind of term or semester, as you'd call it in the States. And I'd been waiting for the day that we would just get to use the outdoor gym. Okay, they had built this new gym outside. Yes, it was freezing. But oh my god, was I relieved that day when I heard that we weren't going to be doing rugby and we would be doing stuff on our outdoor gym where we could do whatever we want. And of course, because it's me, it didn't necessarily go like that, and it never went to, and it didn't go to plan at all. Because I kid you not, the first day we get to go on the outdoor gym, we're all like set up in like pairs, and we're rotating around these different equipments. These different equipments, I don't care. This different equipment, and I get to one of these stations, and it's like I don't know what you call it. I'm not a fitness freak. I get to one of these stations, and it's almost like it's one of those things where you have to hold yourself up. Like you push yourself up on these bars, and you have to hold yourself up. It's not a pull up. Of course, because I'm not a gym bro. I'm not a fitness freak, as I just put it. I'm a Minecraft gamer who barely does any exercise and barely opens his windows. I push myself up on these bars. Suddenly, I hear every bone in my spine crack. Every single one. I then feel an immense amount of pain as well, because I mean, I don't know what I did to my body, but you'll see where this takes kind of a traumatic turn in a second. But yeah, I'm in quite a lot of pain, and maybe I should have gone over to the teacher. But me being also a social anxiety-ridden person, I decided not to talk to the teacher about it, and just thought, this is fine. I'll just keep pushing myself. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. I get over to this next station, this next piece of equipment, and bear in mind, I've never fainted before. Right? You see where this is going now, don't you? I've never fainted before, but I'm pushing myself on this piece of equipment, and suddenly my vision's going a bit blurry. Odd. Okay, that's fine. I'll just keep going. Suddenly my vision narrows. I'm like, oh god, am I about to pass that? Next thing I know, I'm waking up. Apparently I'm laid down on this machine thing, right? I know, fitting. On this kind of the same piece of equipment, laid backwards, so the blood just went entirely from my head as I was laying backwards. My head was hanging off this thing, right? And he says, "Are you all right?" And then he goes to me, you should probably get the teacher. To me. Not to another boy, but to me. He goes, you should probably get a teacher. Me thinking, oh, I don't want to hassle anyone else. I'll be fine. I just passed out, it's fine. I go over, I'm on this house, by the way. When did this happen? I go over to this teacher, and I go, sir, I don't feel very well, and then pass out again. I get up, and he's like, what, are you okay? And then I pass out again. I'm now on my hands and knees. I'm crawling. I'm literally crawling to this pole so I can sit up and lean against something. I thought I was dying. I literally, I was like, right, God, this is my time. I'm ready. Well, I'm not ready to die. I'm young, but look, this is so apt and so fitting that I would die after doing physical exercise. And I I was literally set up against this thing, and I was just going, water, water, I need water, water, apparently. And this teacher, he's doing everything he can, bless him. He's like saying, are you okay? And everyone, suddenly there's this massive rush to get my water bottle from the changing room that happened to be the furthest away changing room in the entire school. Luckily, I get my water, I drink it, and I'm fine completely afterwards, except for the fact I have immense back pain for the next day and a half. My back literally feels like it's ripping apart. I have to take strong painkillers, and I am never the same and never want to go on an outside gym again. I would like to say I saw a couple of comments on my last video that really kind of warmed my heart, and I was nearly in tears because of them, because I saw this comment, and it was very I saw these two comments, sorry, and they were very uplifting. Obviously I'd been very open in my last video about the fact I was struggling, and how I just want to have fun on YouTube to kind of be an outlet for it, and to just do as much as possible, because I enjoy this a lot. You'd also notice that I stutter a lot when I talk about my issues, and that was something that someone else pointed out, which is the beauty of the internet. So basically, I just want to say to those two people who commented and just, were nice, literally restored my faith in humanity. And yeah, it was just really, really nice. In terms of plans for the future, I guess I want to I know I've kind of taken 2 weeks in between the last video and this video, and that was because mainly I took an impromptu break. I had things to do, and also I needed to kind of recover after that video I made. But in terms of plans, well, I'm hoping to do a charity drive on the 23rd of December. I'm hoping that it's going to be called the festive day for charity, or the big festive day for charity, or something like that, where I'm streaming all day, just doing wacky things with friends and just having a laugh, for various charities. I don't know if Jingle Jam will still be running then, because I might try and group my thing into just the Jingle Jam, because I know they support a load of different charities, and some of the charities there are close to my heart. I deal with particular issues in my personal life to do with a lot of these charities that that are sponsoring the Jingle Jam, and that's really, for me, it's really, really good to see. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you sometime soon. Hopefully, I might drop another one this week, or I might drop one next week. Definitely before Christmas, I'll see you again. And I'll see you again. Right. Ta-ra.